Hello everybody and welcome to another Habs video. I'm actually backlogged 5 or 6 Habs videos, but I figured I'd make this one right now because it's the hot topic issue for the Canadians and possibly for the NHL. By the way, I apologize in advance because I'm using my Logitech microphone, which is of lower quality than my Blue Snowball one. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, so basically, if you didn't know what happened, which I'm not going to explain the full story because I mean we don't really need to know the details. But basically, what happened was on July 1st, free agency opened at noon. Yeah, so at noon, free agency opened. And so essentially, what happened was like a lot of players got signed and all that stuff. All of a sudden, the Canadians, out of like left field, which literally is left field because nobody probably saw this coming. They offer a contract to restricted free agent Sebastian Aho, who currently plays for the Carolina Hurricanes. Well, it was a pretty big deal because like they offered him something like 20 million in his first year of signing. The contract wasn't like too bad. It was 8.5 million over I think 5 years, but they would have given him the $20 million signing bonus if he had accepted. So they offered him this contract and he signed the restricted free agent. So then Carolina had like 7 days basically they have to respond to it. So the next day, so nothing happened. So whatever. Actually, I stand corrected. Something did happen. A couple of hours later, I'm checking social media, which something I it's not the best thing to check, but whatever. That's where all the news happens now. So the Hurricanes Twitter they put out a poll saying, "Are we gonna re-sign Aho? Yes or we?" The French word "we" for yes. Anyway, whatever. So they were trying to roast the Canadians essentially. So essentially, what I thought was I was pretty sure Carolina was going to match it because why wouldn't they? It wasn't really that big of a contract. Except for that 20 million, but the owner can afford that. So I later checking, he has boatloads of cash. Anyway, so a day later, what happens was not only did they match the offer, they were chirping at the Habs like Brad Marsh does on a game. Sorry, I'm just laughing because it's so funny. Yeah, so the owner comes out saying, "Yeah, the Canadians wasted their time." So he said the Canadians wasted their time trying to offer him this contract, and also that the Canadians did the work for them. So now it is time for me to counter what the owner said by using facts and logic. Okay, not really facts and logic, but a really strong opinion. Okay, so point number one. Listen to me. Okay, listen to this. Al had 83 points in 82 games last year, right? He was picked 33rd overall in 2015. So they basically got him for nothing in the second round, and he gets him 83 points as a one of the top. I later found he was a center, and he's a big center. He's 6 foot, so that's really coveted in the NHL. So let me ask the owner of Carolina this: if he was such a star, if he was such a required player, how come nobody like you guys didn't sign him like after the Stanley Cup Finals? Stanley Cup Finals ended in like beginning of June, right? So they had roughly 3 weeks to offer him a contract. So apparently, so what happened was that most likely, I'm guessing, I don't know if it's speculation at this point, but basically they tried to ball him. They tried to lowball Aho to like a lower than 8.5 million, probably something like $7 million a year, which is pretty absurd if you think about it. Because here's a guy who gets you 83 points, and you're trying to lowball him, especially like when players in free agency, Hayes is making like what almost $8 million a year now, and he didn't even have close to 80 points if I recall. And they tried to lowball him. Negotiations stall. Of course, Bergevin and the Montreal Canadiens, slide an offer on the table, and of course he's going to sign it, right? I mean, they're probably like the only team to I don't actually know, but they're probably the only team to actually offer him a concrete contract. Not stall the negotiations for 3 weeks. I mean, yeah. so so of course Carolina gets caught with their pants down. So instead of admitting fault, saying yeah, we should have signed him earlier. No, they of course try to they try to roast the Canadians, which of course is gonna fall flat on their face because I'm already laughing about it. Imagine. We're all laughing about, and of course, adds insult to injury. Every freak Carolina, news is like, oh man, you guys are dumb. Essentially, what they were saying is, if you think they're not going to match the offer, trying to call Canadians fans, dumb. Essentially, at least in my opinion, that's what I think they were trying to do. Not to get our hopes up, right? But so if he was such an valuable player, why not sign him earlier for long term. And the joke's on you guys too now in Carolina because it was only a 5-year contract. So he's going to come out of there 5 years. He's going to come out 5 years at 26, 20. I think he's like 26. And you really think he's going to re-sign with Carolina again after the way they treated him? He's going to laugh all the way to the bank and sign with somebody else who's giving him even more money. And especially now that the Kings offered him an offer, he'll listen. Aho will listen once he's a free agency again. The Kings will be the first team they probably negotiate with because of his positive experience with the Canadiens this time. So imagine you they stall negotiations. Canadians come and offer him a contract, and then their big answer is, "Oh, the Kings wasted their time," and trying to laugh at them. Yeah, okay, you can kind of Hurricanes can laugh all they want, but at the end of the day, do I think Al is going to sign again with Carolina in 5 years? I highly doubt it. Why would he? Why would you sign with a team that didn't even try to lowball you? You put up 83 points in 82 games, which is really rare in these days in the NHL to get 83 points in 82 games. Not many players even get 50 points. Guys who are getting paid $6 million a year or almost 9 million. I'm sure you can probably name some people who are getting paid a lot don't put up that points. And now Aho puts up that money, and you guys don't want to sign him. So essentially, here's what happened. I'm using an analogy. Okay, so there's an episode of The Simpsons from like 15 years ago, I think, where Bart was dating this girl, I think, in his class. I don't remember the episode, but he's dating this girl, and then like he didn't put much effort in the relationship, right? So then she dumped him, and then nothing happened. But then as soon as Milhouse started dating her, now suddenly he wanted her back. And so Lisa uses the analogy with an analogy that so basically like Maggie had like a list of ball in her crib, and she takes the ball away that Maggie wasn't playing with, and then as soon as she took it away, Maggie wanted to play with it. So essentially, Carolina didn't really care about Aho. I mean, they didn't appear to care about Aho because if not, they would have signed him right away. And now as soon as Montreal comes in, offer him a contract, all of a sudden now they care. Now they want him. Now they were caught with their pants down, as I said like 2 seconds ago. So now they decide to offer him a contract. So yeah, and worst of all, what was I gonna say? So they off okay. So and then they talk about they're gonna match it. Well, I mean, you guys should have matched it first. And now apparently they're gonna stall to sign for 7 days because so the Canes can't do anything. Man, we had another excellent point that I was gonna make, but I forgot what it was. If I can think quickly what it was. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Okay, I remember now. So basically, apparently, the other thing that the media was saying, I don't know if it was mostly TSN and all these hockey analysts, they were saying, oh, the Canadians got played by the agent of Sebastian Aho because he said he want the apparently the agent said Aho wanted to play in Montreal. Okay, so even if they got played, I don't see what the issue is because I don't think they got played. I don't think they really listened to the agent because all agents say that. But at the end of the day, the team has to make the decision, and Canadians certainly aren't stupid. You don't you aren't the Kings aren't 110 year. Yeah, 110-year-old franchise for nothing. They didn't win Stanley Cups on listening to agents. I'll say that much. Yeah, so they're really reaching out Carolina. I think trying to find a way to have at the Kings. And there's even rumors that next time the Kings have a free agent, they're gonna offer them a contract too. And honestly, in my opinion, if Bergevin is that dumb and doesn't offer like Paling or Kokniemi or Suzuki or any other future players contracts before the restricted free agency, then yeah, the other teams deserve to offer a contract. You have to be dumb not to try to re-sign Kokniemi again. I mean, no, it's early, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So yeah, so at the end of the day, Carolina. I think, in my opinion, Carolina looks really dumb now for blowing this whole shit out of proportion. Honestly, like the Canadians, they were within the CBA. They all they did was offer a contract to a player. It's not unheard of. It doesn't happen often, granted. But I don't see what the issue is. Any team can offer any restricted free agent a contract if the negotiations stall. It just goes to show you that lesson learned for all NHL GMs out there, not owners out there. If you're gonna be an owner in the NHL or frankly any sport for that matter, you have to be ready to cough up the dough because if not, other teams are going to pounce on your star young players and try to get them. It's just the hockey is a business, and as a business, as a team, you try to get the best players possible, or you try to fix the holes that you're missing to make your team better. You know, and if Canes figure that Aho's a top center, he's a restricted free agent. He hadn't signed any contract yet. What's the harm that could do? At best, they get a player. At worst, they don't get anybody. And it might even, as I said, might even go into the affairs 5 years from now when Aho's a free agent again. He might want to renegotiate with Montreal again, say goodbye to Carolina, and come to the Habs. Already Kotkaniemi's here, Lehkonen is here. Speculation, if they offer a contract to Laine, and then imagine Laine comes here, and then Aho comes here, you never know sometimes. Anything can happen in the NHL. But it just goes to show that as an owner, you better be ready to spend to the cap level. Because if you never really spend to the cap level, your best players are going to leave. What incentive do they have to stay? Hockey's a hard job. You have to play a hard 30-second shift, like what, 16 or 17 times a period, or whatever, how many average it out, and top it all off, you have to produce. And Aho did produce. He got 83 points, which I don't even think Tuvo Teravainen got. No, because I had him in my pool. I don't think he got that many points. Imagine. So, and he's a center, so he's like a really coveted position. The center is trying to be a really coveted position in the NHL, and he's big, and he's tall. He's 6 foot, and he's like, I think he's like 200 pounds, something like that. So, you know, if you don't offer your star players a contract, of course they're gonna leave. They're gonna go where the money is because they know in 4 or 5 years from now, the meta, as I call it, if the NHL could change again, and they could be out of a job. So they're gonna take as much money as they possibly can for as long as they can because they're guaranteed salaries, you know. So of course they're gonna take it. So as for Carolina, so as for the Canadians, I think it was a good move. I have no problem with it. If teams want to offer contracts to restricted free agent, they're allowed to do so. It's for the teams that own the player till the free agency to get them to sign a deal right away. And at the end of the day, Aho signed the contract. He signed the offer sheet. So if he signed it, then that means he was seriously, he probably would have, and now I don't know if he actually thought Carolina was going to match it or not, but he was trying to put pressure on them, and he succeeded, and it's not even a long-term contract. So Carolina, at the end of the day, gets bitten. They have one good season, they made the conference finals, and who knows what now in their future now. Other players now might just go to restricted free agency. Who knows? You know. So at the end of the day, I think Montreal did a they did a good move. At best, they get a player. As worst, they get nobody. Who cares? You know. But for Carolina, though, I think they got the short end of the stick. They hung this guy out to dry. All of a sudden, now they care about him. As soon as he threatens. He threatens to leave. So and then they say, oh yeah, the Canadians should have done that. They had to be well respectful. It is respectful. It's part of the negotiation process. Headhunters do that all the time. If especially in executive positions, if a company doesn't pay an executive a lot, enough money, a headhunter from a rival company will try to snap them up and give them the salary that they want. That's just the way businesses work. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think Canadians, as I said like 4 times already, even though I'm repeating for like the 5th time now, I think they did a decent move. I hopefully in 5 years from now, Aho will consider joining the Habs. Well, it'll be probably a lot more money, but I think it'll be well worth it. And Carolina looks like a bunch of morons now, and because they got caught with their pants around their ankles, and instead of admitting fault, they try to point the finger at other teams or anyone else but themselves. I guess they really are a bunch of jerks. Ooh, I had to make that joke at the end. Anyway, so that's it for this video. Thanks for listening to this ramble, rant, raving, laughing at the Hurricanes. And if you are a fan of the Hurricanes, no ill will towards the fan base. It's not the fan base. This is management that needs to get their act together, in my opinion. And I hope in the future, like maybe this will open the market for restricted free agencies. Who knows? So anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Tell me, I would like to hear all your opinions in the nice comments below. We will discuss hockey And hopefully, once again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next couple Habs videos that I make. So thanks, and bye bye for now. And as always, go Habs, go.